Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to continue discussing the possibility of bringing back characters from previous Scream films into Scream 6, or potentially even Scream 7. Now, if we believe radio silence when they say that everything is up for grabs in reference to the previous films, then all of these individuals I'm discussing in this little series I'm doing are in play. So, for this video, it is time to discuss the return of Mark Kincaid from Scream 3 and Sidney Prescott's husband. Let's go. So the last time we saw Mark Kincaid was in Scream 3 on screen, and we saw Patrick Dempsey playing Officer Kincaid, Detective Kincaid, and his role in that movie was pretty prominent. He was the lead detective on the case to solve the murders that were happening in Scream 3 at Sunrise Studios, at the house there that was blown up in the hills, and anywhere there was death to be found, Mark Kincaid was the guy on the case. And, of course, he was there in the finale at the very end at Milton's house, on site as well. And I must say, I thought he played a very good red herring in Scream 3. There was a period of time that I really suspected him as being a killer, or one of the killers, because there's definitely two. So he was one of my suspects for a while when I was watching the film, but later on we find out, spoiler alert guys, and again, if you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen the movie, but I will always say spoiler alert, we find out at the end, it's not of course Mark Kincaid, it actually ends up being Roman Bridger and Angelina. We get one reveal, we don't get Angelina's reveal, but she's the second killer, and it's clear Wes Craven shot it that way. It's so obvious. So anyway, the point of this video is to focus, though. I did one on Angelina yesterday, so if you hadn't checked it out, go check it out. Do a whole video committed to Angelina, her possible return. But this is going to be focused on Mark, because I always wanted Mark and Sidney to be married in Scream 4. I was hoping in Scream 4 that we would see them together, that they, where they met in 3, they continued a relationship. Because remember, Scream 3 ends, they're in Sidney's house, and Gail and Dewey are there. And then, of course, there's Mark with a bowl of popcorn, and they're all going to go watch a movie together. And that's the way it ends. So clearly, there was interest between Kincaid and Sidney for him to be there as well, just the four of them. So I always thought, what a great way to leave it in 3, and then in 4, she comes back and they're together. Well, we didn't get that in 4, and unfortunately. Maybe that was eventually going to be the plan for Wes Craven's next trilogy. We don't know. But I will say that I was a little disappointed because I wanted to see them together. Well, I was so thrilled in Scream 5 when we find out that Dewey asked Sidney on the phone, how's Mark and the kids? And I'm like, yes, we got it. They did it. So Radio Silence finally did that, which I thought was a really cool thing on their part. And so now, for me, I want to see him back. I want to see him back in 6. I want to see Mark Kincaid in Scream 6 on screen. Yes, I'm actually calling for Patrick Dempsey to return to the franchise. I have no idea at all if he would even be interested in reprising his role on camera or not. But if he would be interested, I would love for him to be back. We could see them together. Hey, look, you may be thinking, well, what about the kids? What about who's gonna watch the kids? Look, there's family members that can watch the kids. That's easy. As a writer, you could write that very simply, that the girls are with Kincaid's family, maybe his brother or sister, or there's some aunt, uncles. There's a lot of potential family members in play. So the girls could be with them, staying for a weekend or whatever, however long it takes to get the events of Scream 6 taken care of when they come in. And Sidney and Mark are together. They're coming together to help hunt down this Ghostface killer in Scream 6. There's a lot of cool ways to do it. Mark could be in law enforcement still. He may not be with LA, but he could now be with Chicago, where they're living. And he could be, up there as a detective in the ranks at Chicago PD. Or what if he's moved up to the federal level? What if he's now an FBI agent, or he's working in some sort of a government agent role, and he's no longer in the local and state level law enforcement, but he's now in the federal level. And so he could be connected as well. And there could be a lot of stories you could do with him being a police officer, being a federal officer, and being one of the key investigators on this again. But instead of investigating them going after Sidney, they're coming after him as well. So he's being chased as well. I think it could be a lot of fun and a lot of potential. Now, you could also bring Kincaid back not as an officer. He could have retired from law enforcement and said, "Hey, I'm done. I paid my dues. All the events of Scream 3, that was just too much. I'm tired of it. I'm laying it down." And he's just a father now. He's just retired. He's a father, and maybe he's doing some other line of work, but he still has the skills. He still has his connections, so that he could tap into those connections if he needs to help solve the new case. But I would love to see the two of them together. I would love to see Sidney and Mark on screen together doing what they do. I think it would be amazing. And then you have the whole dynamic with Sam and Tara that you can introduce, and Chad and Mindy that are coming back. And so we're hopefully coming back. We're assuming they're coming back. We haven't got the word yet, but we're going to assume for this point, at least at this point, that they will be back. So you could do a lot of things with them. I really do want to see this happen. And so I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys want to see Mark Kincaid back? Do you want to see Patrick Dempsey return? Here's another question for you. Let's just say that they want Patrick Dempsey to do this, but he's unable for whatever reason. He's scheduling wise, or he just doesn't want to do the role. How would you feel if they brought another actor in to play Mark Kincaid that's not Patrick Dempsey? We've seen movie franchises do these kind of things before, where they will put brand new, complete new actors and actresses into some of these roles. And I think it can work, and I think it could possibly not work. But I want to know what you guys think. I mean, the question then would come down to, is it Dempsey or bust? Is that what it comes down to? Like for you? For me personally, I lean more towards saying, if they're going to bring back Mark Kincaid, it has to be Patrick Dempsey. I just, I would probably not really like a second actor or a different actor playing that role. I don't think it would jive very well. I don't think it would feel very cohesive for me, because I know that Patrick Dempsey is Mark Kincaid. And so so I'm just going to tell you my opinion up front. I personally want it to be Mark Kincaid, or we just don't do it. But there, again, you may feel differently. So let me hear from you right now in the comments below. How do you feel about Mark Kincaid? First of all, do you want him back? Second of all, if you do, does it have to be Patrick Dempsey, or are you okay with another actor that they bring in to play that role? Just want to see what you guys think. I think it'd be great to have him back. Let's reunite them on screen together in Scream 6, and let's write a really cool story, James and Guy, and let's see what we can do with Mark Kincaid back in the picture. All right, guys, well, that's going to be it for this update. But again, I want to hear what you think about this. What are your theories and ideas and thoughts about Mark Kincaid, Patrick Dempsey? So leave your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, guys, I'm going to be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. But don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.